Rover 416 GTI. This car was an insurance write-off because a friendly taxi driver decided to use this side of the car to stop his car from moving. That is called an accident. Probably not so much of an accident as not paying enough attention. Regardless, it's meant this car has now got damage. This door has a dent and a crease, and there's a bit of trim missing from there, but that's inside. That bit of trim, as you can see, is broken. Onto the passenger front door, that one is even more damaged, but as you can see, it still opens. And then we go on to the front wing, where it's probably the worst. That's creased paint coming off, going rusty because of it. That definitely needs replacing, but it needs replacing more from the perspective of making the car look nice. But I think the new owner of this car will want to. Regardless of that damage, this is a rather old car and a rather rare car as well. The number of Rover 416 GTIs on a J plate is about 12, I think. No, it's less than that, comes to think of it. I think it might be 7 or maybe even 5. But the fact is, you don't see these around very much. Well, you do if you go to car shows. But the fact that they're at car shows just goes to show what kind of a car this actually is now. Being an insurance write-off does not stop this car from being a car. It doesn't stop it from having an MOT, it doesn't stop it from having the next MOT, it doesn't stop you from taxing it or using it or whatever you like. My aim is to sell this car to somebody who wants a car like this. It's not just a cheap old runaround that is going to be around for another couple of years. I want this to go to someone who's going to cherish it and look after it, at least keep it on the road. You can do the repairs if you like, or you can not do. I mean, it's kind of up to you. The car will come with a wing and the appropriate doors. Further to that damage, the bonnet has been resprayed with a rattle can, and it shows because it's not a very good job, let's be honest. That wing has a minor nudge on it just there. This door is okay. That one also has a bit of a dent on it as well that goes to the bottom, which is unfortunate. There are several patches of corrosion like this. That's where they always go. If we go through all of the patches of corrosion, it won't really take very long. Just watch. There are a couple of other minor scabs, but consider that these 3 panels need replacing anyway, and you'll have the panels to do it. That will no longer be relevant. Now, the panels that I have to replace, unfortunately, they're not the same colour, so they're going to need respraying, but they're solid with no rust. Why not take a look at this car's MOT history? Because it's actually very good. It's had a couple of failures for minor things, but structurally it is sound. And this car is an excellent candidate for a proper future classic. An excellent candidate for somebody who wants to do a full respray on it, because I mean the paint isn't very good all over really. But at 31 years old, you can kind of expect this flatness that you get there all over the boot. It's not really got much of a shine to it, to be absolutely honest. Before I start praising this car for all of its other wonderful things, I just got one more hole to pick, let's say, and that is the back box. As you can see, it's a little bit wonky. I took that off, I had it welded, didn't quite get it back on correctly. Look inside. It is blue. It's a sea of blue, which is probably the correct word to use. That is blue seats, blue carpet, a blue dashboard, blue door cards, these lovely proper wood trimmings, proper wood on the dashboard as well. These seats are exceedingly comfortable, brilliant for very long journeys. The rear seats are also blue and also very comfortable. And look, the parcel shelf is blue as well. It's it's good if you like blue. If you like the colour blue, this is the car for you. While I'm lying this way around, I can certainly see the state of the headlining. and that is not very good. Headlinings are one of those things where most old Rovers do tend to go a bit saggy. Not the car, the headlining. Door shut sounds. From the driver's seat position, we can see blue, of course. Sadly no stereo, not sure why. But you can see that there is an automatic gearbox, which is great for not needing to change gear. On the clock we can see the mileage is 104,848 miles. That's not rocket ship miles, not for a car that's 31 years old. And listen to the engine. That starts exceedingly easy. Observe the 4 electric windows. 4 electric windows in 1991, 3 of which work. If you're good with cars, you'll be able to figure this out. If you are familiar with the Rover R8, you won't need me to tell you this. But when this car came out, it really was way ahead of its competition. Such a well-built car, such a nice car to drive, so classy and elegant, and it still looks good now. Probably look better without the dents. Actually, my personal opinion isn't really worth anything in this video because it's a sales video, but you're still going to get it. This is a fantastic car. The Rover R8 was one of the best Rovers ever from one of the best car manufacturers ever, so you don't get much better than this, especially for a piece of retro engineering. Underneath the bonnet we have Honda's D-Series twin cam engine, good for I believe 128 brake horsepower. But that depends on who you speak to, because I've also heard it as 126 and 127. I don't know which one it is, but I can tell you that it's enough. It's enough to make this car quite sprightly indeed. Looked after, this engine will double the miles it's got on now, and then some more as well. We all know that. We know that Honda engines are good for this kind of thing. There's not really any denying it. We can also see this car has alloy wheels. These are lattice alloy wheels, 14-inch, which is quite small, but those are the wheels that came originally with the GTI, and that's why they're on there. The tyres are excellent. All 4 corners are excellent. They're not corners, are they? They're wheels. All 4 of the tyres on this car are excellent. Excellent condition. Loads of tread, in other words. They look quite nice, but they are quite difficult to clean. The boot is cavernous for a car of this size. You could actually fit yourself inside there. So, here's your choice. Buy the car, live in the boot. Would you like to know if the sunroof works? It does, look at that. It slides all the way across and stops. This means you can stick your head out of the top and have a look around. You don't actually have to do that to have a look around, but just next to your electric mirror switch, that works by the way, we have a little coin tray, and in there we find a 5p coin. This car is £1,100, £1,100. That's how much you need to give me in order to take this car away. You are welcome to offer me less than that, of course you are, but as long as you accept that I may just completely ignore your offer. I don't mind offers, but if they're that kind of offer, I'll tell you what, here's something. Many car ads still say things like no time wasters, and I don't like that at all. But you know, kind of, you know who you are. It does make sense in some ways, because if you don't put no time wasters in your ad, those time wasters that know that all they're doing is trying to bid you in the balls and get something for nothing, maybe they'll understand that they're not welcome. No time wasters. It might be worthwhile me mentioning that this car's MOT is until the 30th of August, which is 117 days away. So that's quite a bit of MOT, I'm sure you'll agree.